Okay. Paalam na ba ito?
Sort of.
Oh, sort of.
Yeah.
Bakit sort of? Ayaw mo nang sort on?
Okay, pero bago tayo magpaalam, hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, matibay student.
Welcome to our last topic in basic calculus.
Ayan.
Nakakalungkot.
Nakakamiss itong pa-intro natin na ganito, no?
Oo nga.
Mamimiss natin.
Kasi ang susunod natin i-intro dyan, general mathematics.
Yes, yung mga paunang...
Oo, at saka pre-calculus na.
Mga magiging susunod na grade 11.
Mathematics in the modern world. Ganun
Okay.
na mga intro natin.
Ito na nga, last topic na natin ito sa ating basic calculus. Sulit-sulitin na natin.
Kaya shout out na natin lahat ng 11 STEM ng Upang Maine, Dagupan. Congratulations mga anak ko for a job well done.
Yes, and lahat din ng STEM students ng, of course, PUCU. Congratulations sa inyo lahat mga anak.
Siyempre, inaasahan pa rin namin ni Ma'am Tintin na pagdating ng araw ay magkikita-kita tayo sa
Soon.
personal. At
Yes.
syempre, kapag nakita nyo ako, kimugulat.
Pag nakita nyo kami, huwag nyo kami i-snap. Ganon.
Since mas kilala nyo kami, kasi syempre teacher nyo kami, sir, ako po si ganito.
Yes.
Ganun. I-approach nyo lang kami, at syempre may pa-fishbowl kami sa inyo pagdating ng araw.
Tig-isang piraso.
Okay! Our topic for today is all about illustrating chain rule for integration. At
Ayan.
meron tayong i-introduce na
Later on.
Ay, mamaya.
Mamaya. Okay, module 21 tayo. Oh, may bonggang speaker kasi tayo, kaya may pakurtin.
Oo nga, ang galing-galing ng speaker natin na yan.
Oo.
At sa boses pa lang may in love sila.
Ang gwapo ng boses
Oo,
yan.
and we have two objectives. Okay, first one is to illustrate chain rule for integration and
Compute the antiderivative of functions using chain rule for integration function. Kala ko ikaw magtutuloy ng number 2. Okay.
Okay, may pakurtina ulit.
Ayan, formula
For
tayo
chain
agad.
rule for integration, mambasa.
We have f of
Parang
g
ano
of
yan, ma'am? Parang yung tinatawag natin
composition of
function.
Yes. Ayan, basahin natin, Sir Jason. We have
Integration of the function of g times x times derivative of g of x, okay, dx is equal to
f times g of x, tapos of course,
plus c.
Wag natin kakalimutan yung plus c. At dahil dyan,
okay, this is to inspire you,
Yes.
mga anak ko. Bakit? Kasi may papakilala kaming student namin
from last year.
Okay, na
last year
in-invite
lang.
namin para maging guest teacher for today.
Yes.
Okay? Kasi di ba, Ma'am Tintin, every year yan, magmula nung nagturo tayo ng Upang Ordaneta, 5 years na yan na ginagawa natin, na pumipili tayo ng isang student, okay, para magturo ng isang particular topic sa kanilang kapwa estudyante.
Isa yun sa strategy
natin. Yun ay para ma-inspire mga estudyante. Parang gusto kong iparating sa inyo na, wow, kayang-kaya pala, maski estudyante ang
Yes,
magtuturo.
and take note, last year is, ano rin tayo, modular.
So,
din tayo.
talagang okay na okay ito. Sabi ko nga mga anak ko, boses pa lang, hanapin nyo na ang kanyang pangalan sa amin.
Okay. So, let us introduce Mr. Christian Tira.
Okay.
Okay guys, so in this video we are going to focus sa module 21, which is illustrating the chain rule for integration. So basically ang gagawin lang natin dito is the use substitution. So start na natin yung video at papakita ko sa inyo yung mga examples na nandun sa module natin. 3 yata yun if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, start na natin. Okay. So, example number 1. Find the antiderivative of the quantity 3x minus 1 raised to 4 dx. So, our u here is 3x minus 1. And the derivative of u is simply 3 dx. So now, since meron tayong variable na dx dito, we want to isolate dx as well. So let's divide both sides by 3. So maka-cancel na si 3 dyan. So therefore, dx is equal to du over 3. So dx is equal to d over 3. Pwede na natin siyang i-substitute dito sa dx. And as well, u is equal to 3x minus 1, isubstitute na rin natin siya dito. So just watch. So define the antiderivative of u raised to 4, and our dx is du over 3. So makikita nyo, meron tayong neutralizing factor na 1/3. So let's say yung 1 nandito na lang. So ayan si 1/3 dyan. So yan. Just none to scale. So ayan yung 1/3. Pwede na natin siyang i-isolate sa labas. 1/3 times the antiderivative of u raised to 4 du. So the answer for this would be the antiderivative of u raised to 4 times du is simply 1/5 u raised to 5 plus c. And let's not forget our utilizing factor, which is 1/3. So yeah, simplify natin. 1/3 times 1/5 is simply 1 over 15. So u raised to 5, i-substitute lang natin, i-replace lang natin yung u as 3x minus 1. 3x minus 1 raised to 5 plus c. So that is the final answer. Okay, so example number 2. Find the antiderivative of 2x cubed plus 5 raised to 10 x squared dx. So first, we will identify our u. So in the original equation, ano sa tingin nyo yung magiging u natin dito? Is it 2x cubed plus 5 or x squared? So when we are dealing with u substitution, we want to eliminate all x variables. Diba? Dapat matanggal lahat ng mga x variables kasi gusto lang natin maging u lahat ng mga variables sa mismong original equation. So what I'd like to do is gagawin kong u is 2x cubed plus 5. Kasi if we want to find the derivative of u, it would be 6x squared. Take note that the derivative of 2x cubed is simply 6x squared and the derivative of 5 is simply 0. So hindi ko na siya ilalagay. And then let's not forget our dx here. So since may dx ulit dito, we want to isolate dx. So let's divide both sides by 6x squared. Sorry. So let's cancel. So therefore, dx is equal to du over 6x squared. So watch, it will the x squared will be cancelled in the original equation. So I will just substitute dx right here, which is ito siya, yun yung equivalent niya, and u, syempre dito siya, which is ang equivalent niya yung 2x cubed plus 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So 2x cubed plus 5 raised to 10 magiging u raised to 10 na yan. And then may x squared dyan, di ba? Hindi naman natin yan ni-represent as any variable. And yung dx dito, yan, magiging du over 6x squared. So as you can see, makakancel na si x squared dyan. And we are left with a neutralizing factor of 1 over 6. So sabihin lang natin yung 1 dito yan. So as we did on the previous example, nandiyan si 1 over 6. So labas na natin si neutralizing factor na 1 over 6. And then we are left with the antiderivative of u raised to 10 times du. So yeah, let's solve. What is the antiderivative of u raised to 10 times du? It's simply 1 over 11 u raised to 11 plus c, and let's not forget our neutralizing factor na 1 over 6. So yeah, let's multiply 1 over 66. Our u is 2x cubed, replace lang natin. 2x cubed plus 5 raised to 11 plus c. So that is the final answer. Okay, so example number 3. Find the antiderivative of the square root of the quantity 4 minus x squared times x times dx. Okay, so let's identify our u here. Our u should be, is it 4 minus x squared or x? it should be 4 minus x squared. So that if we find the derivative of u, the derivative of 4 is simply 0, and negative x squared is simply negative 2x times dx. As you can see, there is an x variable and there is an x variable, so later on we can cancel that. So since there is a dx variable again here, we will divide both sides by negative 2x to isolate dx. So therefore, dx is equal to du over negative 2x. So now let's substitute dx and u to the original equation. So the antiderivative of the square root of u times x times du over negative 2x. That should be negative 2x. And as you can see, x are cancelled, and we have a neutralizing factor of negative 1/2. Take note, there is an invisible one here, so that is negative 1/2 times the antiderivative. Take note that the square root of u right here, square root of u can also be written as u raised to 1/2 times the u. Okay, now what is the antiderivative of u raised to 1/2 times du? Well, according to the power rule, it should be u raised to 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 plus c. And let's not forget our neutralizing factor. So as you can see, there are two 2's right here, so that should be cancelled right now. And let me just rewrite it. Negative u raised to 3 over 2 over 3 plus c. And let's just replace u as 4 minus x squared. It should be equal now to 4 minus x squared raised to 3 over 2 divided by 3 plus c. And that is the final answer. Try this problem, guys. So, encourage ko kayo na try mo nyo muna i-pause yung video kung gusto nyo i-try to independently. Okay, so again, let's identify our u here. So our u would be 3x squared plus 4. Du is, the derivative of 3x squared is simply 6x, and the derivative of 4 is simply 0, so hindi na natin siya ilalagay, times dx. So let's divide both sides by 6x. Cancel that. So therefore, dx is equal to du over 6x. And now let's substitute dx and u to the original equation. So therefore, the antiderivative of 8x times u raised to 3, our dx is, our dx is du over 6x, du over 6x. And as you can see, we can cancel the variable x right here. And we have a neutralizing factor of 8 over 6. So that is a fraction, take note. And 8 over 6 can also be simplified as 4/3 times the antiderivative of u raised to 3 times du. So what is the antiderivative of u raised to 3 times du? Well, it is simply 1/4 u raised to 4 plus c, and our neutralizing factor of 4/3. So this is equal to, let's multiply 4/3 times 1/4. Simply, we can also eliminate 4 over 4 here. So we are left with 1/3, and let's replace u by 3x squared raised to 4. 3x squared plus 4 raised to 4 plus c. So that is the final answer. Okay, next example. Find the antiderivative of x raised to 5 times the quantity 6x raised to 6 plus 8 raised to 7 dx. So let's identify our u. Our u here would be 6x raised to 6 plus 8. Du is simply 36x raised to 5. The derivative of 8 is simply 0, so wag na natin siyang ilagay, times dx. So always remember the dx there, guys. So let's divide both sides by 36x raised to 5. Oops, sorry. So cancel. Therefore, dx is equal to du over 36x raised to 5. Now let's substitute. The antiderivative of x raised to 5 u raised to 7 dx is du over 36x raised to 5. So x raised to 5 will now be cancelled, and we are left with a neutralizing factor of 1 over 36. So take note, and ulit si 1. So yan si 1 over 36. So 1 over 36 times the antiderivative of u raised to 7 times du. So now, what is the antiderivative of u raised to 7 times du? Well, it is simply 1 over 8 u raised to 8 plus c. And our neutralizing factor, 1 over 36. So let's simplify. 1 over 36 times 1 over 8 is 1 over 288. Let's just replace u with 6x raised to 6. It would be 6x raised to 6 plus 8 raised to 8 plus c. And now you have the final answer. Okay, so next example. Find the antiderivative of 1 over the quantity 2 plus x raised to 4 times 4x cubed times dx. So let's identify our u. Our u here would be 2 plus x raised to 4 du. The derivative of 2 is simply 0, and the derivative of x raised to 4 is simply 4x cubed times, let's not forget, dx. So let's divide both sides by 4x cubed for dx to be isolated. So therefore, dx is equal to du over 4x cubed. Now let's substitute to the original equation dx and u. So the antiderivative of 1 over u times 4x cubed, and dx is simply du over 4x cubed. So as you can see, 4x cubed are cancelled, so therefore we don't have any neutralizing factor, and we are left with du over u. And as you recall, the antiderivative of du over u is in the rules of the antiderivatives of logarithmic functions, wherein the antiderivative of du over u is the natural log of u plus c. So let's just substitute u and replace it as 2 plus x raised to 4. So therefore, the final answer is the natural log of the absolute value of 2 plus x raised to 4 plus c. That is the final answer. Okay, next example. Try to solve this on your own if you can. So find the antiderivative of x squared sine x cubed dx. So here, what should be our u here? Is it x squared? Is it sine x cubed? Or is it only x cubed? What I'd like to do is, my u here would be x cubed. So du is 3x squared dx. So let's divide again both sides, same process, by 3x squared. So therefore, dx is equal to du over 3x squared. So now let's substitute to the original equation so that you will see what we are going to cancel. So the antiderivative of x squared, just copy, sine, and let's replace x cubed as our u, and dx is du over 3x squared. So let's cancel this. And we are left with a neutralizing factor of 1/3. As you can see, there is an invisible one over there, and there is 1/3. So let's just move it outside. 1/3 times the antiderivative of sine u times du. So as you recall, the antiderivative of sine u times du is simply negative cosine u plus c. And let's not forget our neutralizing factor, 1/3. So let's multiply and replace u by x cubed, and then we will be having our final answer, negative 1/3 cosine, our u is x cubed plus c. And there you have the final answer.
Ayun, Ma'am Tintin,
Oh,
ang
diba?
galing-galing,
Napakahusay,
no? Oo,
napakahusay.
napakalinaw, mas maliwanag pa sa buwan ng pag-i-explain ng ating anak.
Yes, ayan.
And
I hope marami kayong natutunan, and uulitin namin ni Sir Jason. Super na-enjoy namin yung semester together with you all.
At wag nyo kaming kalilimutan, mga
Yes.
anak. Sabi nga namin, sana pagdating ng araw, huwag niyong makalimutan na minsan sa inyong senior high school
life,
naging teacher ninyo ang isang Molina at isang
Munar.
Okay,
Ayan.
mag-aral mabuti mga anak. May mga time na hindi tayo okay, that's okay, walang problema dahil lahat yan ay kakayanin natin dahil lahat tayo ay #matibay.
Bye-bye,
Goodbye, mga anak ko.
everyone!